Tammy here, back with another video, and as you guys can tell by the background, we are in my room today and I decided I haven't done a get ready with me before. It's my first time, so hopefully it goes well. But before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Tammy. I was previously on Accutane. I had really severe acne throughout my young adult life. Went on Accutane, cleared up my acne, got it again, and almost had to go on it for the second time. I started this channel to document my journey on getting flawless skin. So I tried different skin products and skin treatments out there, and I share them with you guys here on YouTube. So if all that sounds good so far, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and let's get to the video. So guys, I just got out of the shower. I did some hyaluronic acid just to make sure my skin's not like raw dogging it as I set up for this video. So usually the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I ice roll my face. The reason why I ice roll my face is because I want to depuff before I get my day started. So if you guys have seen my previous video, this is my favorite ice roller. Because I didn't do it this morning and I'm about to get ready to go out, I do want to ice roll my face. So I basically just do this. And if you guys are wondering like what is the difference between ice rolling and gua sha, I would say they pretty much do the same thing, but the gua sha is able to get kind of like into the crevices of your face and be able to kind of sculpt your face more and more thoroughly. Gua sha is thinner and you can kind of like angle it in certain ways to get into the crevices of your face, versus this ice roller, as you guys can see, it's just very big and bulky, but it still gets the job done. What you basically do is you roll from the inside to the outside. How I would compare the two is that a gua sha is probably does a better job, but you don't need to do that every single day. An ice roller is just for like daily maintenance, and you guys are about to see this literally takes me like less than a minute to do. Sometimes I like to put it on my eye. If you guys are using gua shas today, learning how to ice roll is pretty much going to be easy. It's the same thing. However, if you do use a gua sha today and you're really good at it, you could probably gua sha and just be done with it. So where I like to focus is right here where it's like really saggy, and maybe I can depuff a little bit more. So that's what I do. My skin's like nice and cold now. So when I got out of the shower, I didn't want to raw dog the world, so I put hyaluronic acid on my face really quick. So my face already has that kind of like barrier. So I'm going to go in with my Dermatology vitamin C. Just a few drops. I'm going to pat it into my skin. Oh, and usually when I'm doing my skincare, I just put some lip balm. I think I did this right before I started the video, so you guys would have missed it, but I just like any kind of like lip balm on my lip before I put on my skincare, because sometimes you can like go over your lip and you don't want that skincare to go over your lip because your lip is like more sensitive, the skin is really thin, and you just want to make sure you protect it or have a layer. In case you guys care, this is the Fresh Sugar Caramel Lip Balm. My sister gave this to me as a gift. I love it. I love anything vanilla-y, sugary smell. It just smells really good. So after vitamin C, I go in with my serum. So this is for aging and wrinkles. So this is the Lancome Genifique. I basically started using this because my mom put me on it. My mom has been a Lancome consumer forever. I basically associate this smell with her. There is fragrance. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I don't mind it. You just want to make sure between each step that you wait a few minutes for it to absorb and do its thing. Also, one tip is if you don't wait for your skincare to kind of like settle in and absorb, and you're just layering it on really quick, when it's time to put on your makeup, it's going to be really problematic because it's going to just be all mixed up. Okay, and after I put my Lancome, that's when I go in with some sort of like snail mucin. This is one of the ones I use. There's another one very similar to this. It has two compartments, so when you squeeze it, both of them come out, but this is the one I use. So the reason why I use this is because I just kind of want to like seal everything together before I put on my moisturizer. I don't know, it's very slippery, so you can kind of just... Okay, so now we are all plumped for skincare, and I just want to see that this is my morning, I guess, routine skincare. Obviously, I wash my face, things like that. In the morning, you didn't see my face wash, but it is different at night. Stay tuned for that. So you're gonna let that sit again. Like I mentioned, it's very, very important to make sure your skincare absorbs in between. Whew, you guys, my camera overheated and I just had to wait 30 minutes, but we are back and we are ready. So the last thing I left off was the snail mucin. So I patted that into my face. I'm pretty sure it is absorbed now. So the next thing I do is I go in with this. This is no surprise, guys. This has been my go-to moisturizer. Just because something is super affordable doesn't mean that it's not effective. So my favorite drugstore brand. So this is a moisturizer with sunscreen. It's 30 SPF, which is not enough. But if you guys work at home like me, or it's kind of like overcast and cloudy, 30 is enough. If you guys saw my sunscreen video, it is always really important to put on sunscreen no matter what. It's not about the UV rays from the sun. It's also about these like man-made lights. So just pat that in. I do need a little bit more for my neck. I do want to say that if you guys have similar complexion to mine, this is fine. There's no really white cast, maybe like just a little bit, but it just kind of blurs your imperfections, which I really like. But if you have darker skin tone, you could still use this, but you would probably need to put on like your tinted moisturizer afterwards or your tinted sunscreen just to kind of balance out that whiteness. But this to me is kind of perfect. Also, why I like it is because when I put it on, it kind of just blurs all of the imperfections. But be careful, because you put that on too quickly after your skincare, it will pill a little bit. Okay, so now that your kind of moisturizer slash sunscreen is like a little bit on, so this Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. So this is a moisturizer and a primer all in one. And I know I just put on moisturizer with sunscreen, but it's because I really like that the way it kind of just like makes my skin feel, and it kind of like has like a little bit of coverage, I guess you would say, because it has like a tiny white cast. But in terms of like when you put on makeup, you do need a primer just to make sure it looks super dewy and super good. This one does make you a little bit more dewy, especially, you guys saw me earlier put on this snail mucin. The snail mucin plus this, it makes me look very dewy, which I like. But if you guys don't like a really dewy look, I wouldn't recommend using this primer, nor would I recommend you using snail mucin before makeup. But I really like that look. I just grab a little bit like this much. Ooh. And I just put it on. I don't use a lot because I already have a bunch of stuff that I put on earlier, as you guys saw. So this is just really for like the final makeup application, for it to look really flawless and poreless. So now that's on. Now I kind of just let that sit for a little bit. Now onto the makeup before we do like our face stuff. So I tightline my eyes with the Urban Decay liquid. It's a pencil, but they call it gel glide-on liner or something like that. Okay, so now that I tightline my eyes, prep my lashes. I used to do lash extensions regularly, and I just realized after a while that they are not what I expect. Like I was doing it for like years and years, but then I realized like when it started to grow out, I really didn't like the way they looked in pictures, because they would just grow out like that. So like I remember when I would go out, I'm like, oh gosh, like my eyelash extensions are growing out, but it's not enough to go get a fill. It was just me being picky, but it was like noticeable that it was kind of going like that. So I just thought, you know what, they are really expensive. I mean, they look great right when they're done, right? But that really only for me lasted a week. Anything after a week started to look a little wonky. And it's not the lash tech's fault, it's just the way that my lashes grow. Like they don't grow all the way straight, right? Like they kind of just cross. 1 week's worth of like really good lashes is not worth it to me. So then I stopped doing them. But this is just like a really natural wispy lash. I like it because it's natural, but it still makes my eyes pop. Sometimes, you guys, I'm like, oh my god, it's such a pain doing this whole like glue thing. I feel like it's worth it because like I can rub my eye at night. When I go out to like a dinner or something a little more special, I have the control of switching it up. Like I can do a more like voluminous lash versus like just a more simple subtle one during the week, like for work or like just like a casual dinner or something. So right now the eyeliner I use is this one. It's the NYX eyeliner, and it's the one that has like eyelash adhesive on it. I'm not doing it on purpose. I just decided to try it out because it was on sale at Ulta. I don't use it as like a lash glue, but I thought it was interesting. But this is the one I'm using now. And you guys, I know like eyeliner, my sister told me like eyeliner isn't in anymore, but I don't know, I just can't stop using it. Like even if I just do what's like really popular right now, like a little like dark brown or like a brown flicker with like eyeshadow, it just doesn't do it for me. I feel like I need my eyes to be like drawn outward because my eyes aren't that big. And it's not perfect. Like my eyeliner is never perfect. I don't think any of like the two sides are ever really the same. And it's funny because it's like the more you mess up, the like longer it gets. So on days where it's like super long, it's like, oh, okay, she like messed up on her eyeliner. What I usually do is I don't really stress about it. I just put on my lashes and then I'll just adjust as needed. So as you guys can see, the difference is huge. So what I usually do is I do my eyes and then I let my skin kind of settle. Color Science Unforgettable Sun Shield. It is tinted sunscreen, which is the best thing ever. If you guys saw my video, I tried a few of these in this price point and this one just took the cake. It kind of has this technology where it adapts to your skin color as you rub it in, which is really great because you get some coverage and you get the 50 SPF, which is great. So ideal is 50 SPF. If you can get anything higher than that, then that's really great. But I think most of the ones I've seen out there, like 50 is pretty good. 30 is like probably too low. But I've seen like, but 50 is a good one. The thing about that is make sure, guys, that when you use sunscreen that you are reapplying. That is something that I still need to work on because I don't really do it as often. So we can work on it together. So that you guys can't see, I'm gonna put it on the screen, but this is the Nude Sticks cream blush, or you can use it for anything. I got this for free from Ulta and it's pretty pigmented, as you guys can see. So I just do 2 dots there and then I kind of just do this. Kind of like let it blend into my skin, do a little contour action. It's not really contour, it's like more blush than anything. I like putting it on my eyelid as well. I can do this. And then, don't mind this, guys. This is so gross. I'm actually not going to show it to you because it's broken. But this is the Tower 38 Bronzino. Do a little bit of this. I use to kind of make it a little bit more like bronzy and kind of like offset the really orangey part of the blush. When I mix these two together, it actually looks really good. So this is pretty much good to go, guys. Sometimes I'll do my eyebrow, but I'm just gonna leave it. Then I will go in with this setting spray. Everybody knows this setting spray. It's pretty OG. So you just spray all over. Spray all over. And you guys, if you guys are doing dewy makeup, you need a setting spray. I don't care what anyone says. You need a setting spray because when it's dewy, it's not like settled all the way, right? So it's like kind of just all up in there, like not really settled in. So you really want to lock it in with something. So a setting spray works. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys took away some tips, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.